Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Katrina, and today I want to talk about a subject that is very, let's say, in our face right now. So that is COVID-19. I'm not actually going to talk about that, but more about what we are doing with our time now that most of us are stuck at home, or at least home a lot more. I do think that there's a lot of focus on fear and just feeling like everything's out to get us and we just want to stay home and protect ourselves, and you know, all the negative effects of everything. But I do think that there is positives in this as well. I'm not taking away from the seriousness of it or anything like that, but I do think that we can focus on the good that comes out of a awful situation. I think the number one thing is the fact that we can spend more time with family. Now, I realize not everyone is home with family. Maybe you're on your own, and I will talk about other things you can do as well. But for those of us that are home with family, I think spending more time together as a family, nothing can beat that. And I think in our lives we are so busy that often we don't have the time for that. So now we might be forced to do it, but it is very nice that we are able to spend time together as a family. I think that what comes with this also is eating together. You know, it's not everyone eating on their own or having fast food or takeout or that type of thing, but being able to sit down, have a home-cooked meal all together is definitely a plus. If you're able to do that, that can definitely be a benefit of being home together and having the time to be able to prepare those foods that maybe otherwise you'd be too busy to make at the end of the day. It's also a great time to learn new recipes, or maybe how to make things you've never made before. Maybe how to make bread, or how to bake something that you have always thought of baking but just never had the time to do. It's a great time to teach your kids how to cook and bake, to make it an enjoyable experience in the kitchen, and to work together and not be in a hurry and just be able to enjoy actually just cooking and baking those foods. It's also a great time to be outside. I realize that we're trying to, you know, do some social distancing, and maybe for some of us we don't have access to outdoor areas that are not filled with people or that sort of thing. But if you do, being able to go for a walk, a bike, a hike, anything of that sort. For us, there's lots to do around the farm, but even if you don't have a farm, it's a great time to spend time outside, to teach your kids about nature and to let them get muddy and, you know, splash in the puddles and, you know, do the things that maybe normally you wouldn't have time to do. This is also the perfect time to learn something new. Maybe you've got a guitar that's sitting in the house that you always wanted to pick up and learn. Maybe you've always wanted to learn a second language. Maybe you've always wanted to learn how to knit or crochet. Now's the time to do it. I mean, when else are you going to be forced to take it easy and not have so much on your plate? Let's look back on this time and say, wow, I am so glad that I was able to learn something new, spend time with my family, just take a step back from the busyness and the rat race of life and just be. I think it's also a really wonderful time to play games and do crafts. There's lots of videos about plenty of ideas on how to entertain your kids. I won't get into all of that, but if you own board games or games of any sort, now's a great time to pull out those games. I think oftentimes we forget how much fun just playing games can be. And I think doing that as a family is creating great memories, and your kids will be learning, and it will keep everyone busy at the same time. Some other ideas of things to do would definitely be things like reading aloud together, having a PJ party, and maybe, you know, watching a movie and having popcorn. Or maybe it's just asking your kids what they want to do. Do they want to have backwards day or something totally random? Now's the time. Go for it. Why not? Another idea would be to declutter. Now, I realize some of us already went through this maybe in the new year and got rid of a lot of stuff, but I find that it still accumulates quite quickly, and you'd be surprised at what you can find to get rid of even just a few months later. So what better time to go through and sort and organize and declutter than when you're at home? I personally also love to reorganize the house. Not everyone likes that. My husband would be fine if everything stayed the same forever. I, however, love to find new ways to use the space that we live in, to try and make things work better, and to just make things feel new and fresh. So if that's something you enjoy, definitely a great time to do that. Also a wonderful time to decorate. Maybe you don't have a lot of decorations in the house, that's okay. Get your kids to make some crafts, or you can make some stuff. You could decorate for spring, you could decorate for Easter, you could literally just put things up just to make it feel a little more cheery. So maybe you don't like this suggestion, but another suggestion would be finish projects. Those things that have been sitting there forever and you've never finished them. It's that sewing project you never got around to finishing. It's that painting of the trim in the bathroom that never got done. It's just those little things that they're just sitting there, and it doesn't take much to finish them, but you just have to find the time to get them done. Hey, why not do it now, right? We have the time. Let's get those projects done, and then we'll feel accomplished and feel like, okay, at least I did something during my time at home. This is also a great time to pick up those resolutions that you dropped along the way. Great time to work out. I realize most of the gyms are closed, but you don't have to go to a gym to work out. There is so many resources online that you can look for just to work out at home or be outside, go for a bike ride or a run, that kind of thing. But why not? Why not start working out now? You've got the time. Why not eat healthy? There's so many ways that we can improve our lives. Why not start with something like that? And you know what? If there's sicknesses going around, what better way to help our body fight off anything that might come by than to eat healthy and to be exercising? Now is also a great time to do things like make a budget, or to make your list of meal plans. Maybe you can make a big list of all of the meals that you know how to make or your family enjoys, and put those into rotation so that when life starts to pick up again, you've already prepared and improved things for the busyness that will unfortunately come again. And lastly, don't forget to relax. You don't have to accomplish something. You don't have to have all of the things done off of your list. This is a forced relaxation. This is a time where we can't do as much as we normally would. We have to slow life down a little, and that's okay. That is totally fine. Make yourself a cup of tea. Sit down, watch that movie that you've wanted to watch for so long. Read that book that's been on your nightstand for longer than you can remember. Take the time to just enjoy life and remember what is most important. Well, guys, thanks so much for watching. I really hope you got something out of that. I hope that you are making the most of this time and that you are staying safe, happy, and healthy. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!